Everybody, welcome to another edition of A Chapter a Day Keeps the Doctor Away. My name is Alan, otherwise known as C-Suite, and I'm from ReverseThieves.com as well as the Speakeasy Podcast. And this time I'm looking at The Heroic Legend of Arslan, Chapter 3, The Knight in Black. And I wanted to mention something that I totally forgot, that the original novels, they had illustrations by Yoshiaki Amano, who you might know as the person who did the character designs for a lot of the original Final Fantasy games. So it's kind of a bit of, legacy to hold up to. I mean, the mangaka behind Fullmetal Alchemist, that's pretty tough. She's going to bring her game and it's going to be good. So I feel like that's a good choice. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that's another little part of the legacy of the original books, giving this series a lot to live up to. So everything's kind of gone south in the last chapter, and the army is in disarray, and Darlan and his uncle are talking, and he's like, all right, you find, since you're not attached to anything anymore because of that big blow up, you find Arslan, and I'll take care of the king, and we'll meet back at the capital. All right? So, pretty much the rest of this chapter, other than a few interspersions to other characters, is this title should just be called The Knight in Black is Darlan, and he kicks so much ass. Because he just runs through the battlefield like Persian Jack Bauer being like, where is Arslan? And just slaughtering people left and right. He'll get a group of guys, kill all of them but one, and be like, have you seen this boy? Boom. So I think that the one scene that you're going to use for the picture of this one is just like, how many people are approaching? And this guy just gets cut in half. Just one. And you know who it is. I mean, nothing. I mean, the first chapter kind of set the character, and you're like, I kind of get an idea of how this guy fights. This sells him. Like, he's just, when he finds those two guys talking about, hey, I found this fancy helmet on this kid, just wink. Just, man, impressive. Just decapitates one guy and just interrogates and then kills the other guy. So eventually catches up to Carlin, who's kind of playing with Arslan a little bit, but kind of tried to give him the char to Garma. It's not, you're not a bad guy all in all, but blame your fate and parentage. Ha ha ha. But unlike Char, he cannot deliver the, killing blow to Arslan, and Arslan fortunately has just enough sword practice to keep him from killing him quickly. So he gives Darion enough time to basically head over there and start messing up the guards with him. And Carlin, definitely being a villain that's probably going to last a while. This is a series of books, so if anything, Carlin seems to have a guy who would die at the end of the first book. If he dies that soon. That Silver Mask guy, he seems like a long-term villain, but Carlin, he seems like I die at the end of the first book kind of guy. But not here. So he runs off, and Darion's like, whatever, I can kill him anytime. Probably gonna regret saying that, but alright, let's get you out of here. While all that's going on, we have, the uncle and the king, and the uncle's like, alright, this is going bad. We can stay here, and we're obviously no longer in control of this territory. So, Nobody wants to do it, but if we fall back, we have enough, army all over the country that we could come back here and totally rock these guys, with a different, command structure. But you've got to be, the rallying point for all our disparate troops. So, I mean, you don't want to do it, but let's go. And so, eventually, after, a lot of stubborn pride, the uncle talks the king into going, but there's still a lot of traitors, under Carlin still mixed in with the rest of the troops. So they just spread around rumors that the king just like took off on his own. It was like, see ya, army, bye bye. Which creates even more chaos in the ranks and, doesn't give the orderly retreat that they originally wanted. And so when the king and, what little of his forces is orderly retreating gets ambushed, Uncle puts on a big fight, but is killed by that, that silver mask guy and basically gets the king. And we don't see him die. The chapter, basically the omniscient narrator, makes it pretty much clear that he's dead. So, and having read ahead, I really feel like something's going on there. Like, we're gonna have to come back to this scene because, I mean, if there'd just been a little blood splatter or anything, I wouldn't think about it. But I'm wondering if, like, they have been shown to have magic. Maybe they killed him and, basically gonna resurrect him at some point to, like, be some kind of undead king, or maybe they're gonna use his body for something, or I feel like them not showing his death on camera has to be for a reason. It's obviously not to like spare the kiddies the blood. I think it's definitely something a little more, majorly plot related, like a big bum 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 reveal. We finally find out what happened to the king there, how he died, and what happens to him past that point. Other than that, at least Arslan is safe. He's with Daryun. I mean, we saw how that guy did to, get to him. That kid is about as safe as he could be unless, the armor was still intact. So, a good chapter. Really solidified that character of Daryun. Obviously he's going to be Arslan's main protector. So, good to have him, show why. Other than that, yeah, Carlin's definitely going to be, kind of that weasel villain that, is going to play out through the series. Probably going to have a big dramatic death. But he may, just have like some cowardly death. I don't know. We'll see. But, alright. Yeah, I'm going to try to catch up as quickly as possible. I mean, already I'm going to be one more chapter behind, but, I'll try to do everything that I normally do, but, catch up to this so, I can be talking about it as it's on the pubs. But, hopefully people are reading this, really giving Crunchyroll and, this series a chance. Alright, see you guys next time.